Localism book chats. I tell you about a book, you don't have to read it. Let's go. Today we're doing Barber's McWorld Part 2. So we've got McWorld and what I'm calling for algorithmic and other purposes tribalism. We don't want to live either in McWorld's global capitalist hell or tribalism's eternal hatred, fighting, and sectionalism. We need to come up with a plan to beat tribalism in McWorld. And Barber has an idea of how we could do this. In fact, he has a 2-step plan. Okay, Barber step 1. Revive what he calls civil society, which he defines as municipal institutions like schools, churches, town halls, village greens, country stores, and voluntary associations. Basically, it's participating in your community and being politically active not just when it comes to local government things, but also local social things that form a kind of public sphere without being expressly governmental. As you can see, participating in this kind of strengthened, revitalized civic society is only really possible if you and your fellow community members have the ability to self-rule. If you can just be preempted by politicians 1,000 miles away, then this kind of civic society space and ethic isn't possible. This stuff that Barber suggests doing at step 1 is a good solution to both McWorld and tribalism. On the tribalist side, the reason so many people run to tribalism is because the in-group, out-group, hatred, resentment dynamic it provides is essentially a substitute for the agency that they lack in their own lives, the inability to make political decisions that actually matter. The revived civic space that localism creates instead allows you to actually exercise agency in your day-to-day life, to go and participate in a civic sphere where your decisions matter and make a difference in your community. On the McWorld side, this kind of revived localist civic space allows the creation of local identities, local values, local culture in a way that isn't bound up with the in-group, out-group, hate-based dynamics of tribalism, but can still serve as a kind of shield against the slow intrusion of McWorld's universal consumption-based culture. In addition, because localism creates this kind of decentralized form of government, McWorld can't just go and buy off a couple of senators or a president and suddenly control the regulatory apparatus for the entire country. Instead, every community gets to decide for itself what kind of regulation on trade or limitations on commerce should exist. Alright, so that's Barber's step 1. What about step 2? Barber's big idea is to take the seeds of democracy that are planted during this localist stage and then grow them into this weird global confederal government that's based on the Articles of Confederation, like the American thing that we had before the Constitution. Localism definitely is not on board with this step 2, but it does agree with Barber's premise that McWorld and tribalism are genuine threats in America, and that the way to avoid those threats is to revive a robust, civic, local space where people can make political and social decisions that actually matter because they possess the authority of self-rule.